The best part about the end of a quarter is you're right in the beginning of a brand new one. And we have the opportunity to push the reset button and start over. And that's what I like to do with the group that I'm working with, is we say, okay, we've got, in this case, Q3 starting next week. So we got a few day head start on the actual quarter. And so counted out, there's 13 weeks left in Q3. What can you do in 13 weeks? July, August, September, how much money do you want to earn to fund a lifestyle for yourself, right? And I want you to write this number down right now. Type it in your phone, write it on your hand, write it backwards on your forehead, whatever you need to do. What are you committed to? What is your intention for July, August, and September? That's all I care about right now. 90 days. 13 weeks. What's a good week in the real estate? And they were saying, my best weeks, I like to get 2 or 3 listings a week. I said, okay, so you've done 2 listings a week, yeah. So what if you got 2 listings a week for 13 weeks? It's 26 listings. That's a lot, and it's unlikely, but it's possible. But why would it not happen? Because you don't have the why, you don't have the reasons why. And we've talked about that for a million different ways, so I'm not going to get too deep into that today. But you have to have the reason why, because you don't need $100 or a couple $100,000 this quarter. Most of you. Some of you do, and some of you are driven. You'll get it. But a lot of you don't, and that's okay. So we just start in the very beginning and say, okay, at the end of, in this case, September, when you open up your app on your phone and go to your Bank of America app and look at your account balance, what number do you want to see in there? And that's completely up to our control, and we're lucky as hell to be able to have that control over that. Because here's the problem. If the answer to that question is not exciting, you're not going to do it. What are you going to do with that money? It's got to be something. And what Craig and I were talking about a lot recently for you guys, what is your investment strategy? Where is your down payment for one of these units, right? Where's your duplex? Where's your investment house? What is going to pay you residual income in perpetuity so you can relax one day, right? That's what I want for you. And how much money do you need to put down to buy at least one investment property a year? At least, right? That should be a major goal for every single person in here, at least one. And we get the pick of the litter, guys. We see properties before they hit the marketplace and before everybody gets them. In these rooms right here, in these mornings, this is the insider trading. We see properties before they hit the marketplace. So get ready, sit on a pile of cash, and when you see something cool, snatch it, right? And then save up some more cash. When you see something else cool, snatch that. And if each one's spinning off $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 a month, good. How many of those thousands of dollars a month do you need to chill out? So if you would say, all right, in September, the end of September, rolling into the holiday season, I would like to have an extra 50 grand in my bank account, or 25 grand, or 100 grand, or 150 grand, or 40 grand, or 20 grand. I don't care what the number is, but you need to know. So we got to start with that and say, okay, if I want 50 grand in my bank, more than I have today, at the end of Q3 after 13 weeks, then in this market, let's say the average check's about $5,000. I need 50 grand, $5,000. That's 10 deals. So I need 10 deals to close over 13 weeks. Is that possible? So you need to do your internal gut check to say, is that possible? The answer is yes, 100% yes. But then I want you to kind of have a little reflection moment and look at the last quarter and say, over the last 13 weeks, did I do 10 deals? And if the answer is no, and you think you're going to do 10 deals in this next quarter, you need to do a real internal reflection and say, what did I do last quarter? Because that activity did not bring out the result of 10 deals. So we can't do what we did last quarter. We have to change it up a little bit. So are you committed to doing 10 deals in this next quarter? And if you are, why are you willing to do those 10 deals? Because what's 50 grand going to do for you? Because I know if you internally go inside and say, do you need 50 grand? The answer is no. Do you want 50 grand? The answer is yeah. But the answer is, what are you going to do with that 50 grand? Because if you don't have the answer to what you're going to do with that 50 grand, it will never happen, ever, 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 ever. One of the agents I was coaching with a couple days ago, we were talking about it, and I said, how much money do you really need? And he thought he was going to get, 3 good listings. And I said, that's ridiculous. You need to up that game, man. You're way better than that. You're making 20, 30 calls a day. you're talking to FSBOs, expires, you're crushing the hot part of the real estate market to just build your inventory. I'm not going to let you set a crappy goal like that, because it's not fair to you or to me or to the industry to let people not have a chance to work with you. So we had to change the mindset a little bit and say, okay, what are we going to do with an extra 50 grand this quarter? And they said, you got kids. What are you going to do with them? Right? What are you going to do? What kind of options do you want your kids to have growing up in life? Right? Do you want them to be saddled with the stress and confusion and decisions on, do they want to burden themselves with debt to go into school? Or do you want to make it so they can have any decisions they want and do whatever they want to do? I don't care if they want to go to culinary school in Italy. Have the cash sitting there for them to follow their passions and dreams. That's your job, right? And then what are you going to do to make sure that your retirement is satisfied? What are you doing? What are you doing? How much money are we going to put aside? Do you want to limit it to a 529 for an education fund? Or do you want to just make it a 401k so they can have any option in the world they want to do, depending on what education belief you have for your kids, right? That's up to you. What are you going to be living in? Tell your wife what kind of vacations do you want. Let her go pick. What he ended up doing is he went home and said, honey, we're going to have a cool trip for the holidays for the family. And on Friday, you've got to come up with 3 badass trips that you've come up with. And then your answer is yes to whatever trip she comes up with. I don't care how much it is. I don't care where it is. You're letting the kids and the wife pick the coolest trip in the world. And that's what you just go do. And then now you have the reasons for the cash. And then where is your income property? Do you have a duplex yet? Do you have a triplex? Do you have an investment property? You don't. You need another 80 grand to put down for that piece of property. So where's that going to come from? How about 5 grand a month goes into a down payment fund for your investment properties? 5 grand a month goes to your college savings for your kids. 5 grand goes to this, right? So then now you say, okay, wait a second. Now I have the need for $25,000 a month, $30,000 a month, because I have exactly known where the money's going. And that's the difference, guys. That's what changes everything. When you know where the money's allocated to be, it will come in and it will flow. And real estate's simple. You guys both know it. All you have to do is more of what you know works. And that's just talking to people. We're not going to go into that right now because you already know that. It's deeper. It's what is the why? What is the goal for the next 13 weeks? And I don't care about 14 weeks from now at all. I just go in 90-day cycles in my brain, because that's all we can care about. I can't tell you what interest rates are going to be like. I can't tell you what the economy is going to be like. I don't know, and neither do you. But we do know that over the next 90 days, we've got the ability to totally crush it. And for those of us who have been doing this for a while, it's never been better. Ever. Right? You do not have we've never had a better economy. We've never had lower unemployment. And in case you forgot, low unemployment means lots of people with money and lots of people buying houses. So we like this a lot. So that's what we need to do. It's perfect. Stock market's crazy high, which is good because a lot of people are saying it's crazy high. And they start taking a little profit here and there, and they start diversifying, buying some investment condos and there and that. Everything's perfect, right? Except for the amount of effort that's being put out right now. So anything you want for Q3, in this case, this is what we ended up doing. 13 weeks is 50 grand. I said, I know you could do better than that. We're going to double it, right? We're going to double it because for the next quarter, you're going to tell your wife that you're going to be exhausted as hell and you're going to work your butt off nonstop, because in Q4 you're not. Because through Q3 you are, because this is the time to make a ton of money. So we're going to double it, and we're going to go get a listing a week. And that's what we're going to do. And so he knows how to do it. He's gotten two listings in a week before, so he certainly can do a listing every week. And then I said, okay, now we need leverage. Where's our leverage coming from? And you guys will like this one. So I said, all right, are you a Republican or a Democrat? Doesn't matter what you are, because everyone's perfect depending on how you're thinking about the situation, so it's irrelevant. The relevant part is what you are committed to, because that naturally exposes what you're not committed to. So here's what we decided to do with that one. I said, all right, which one are you? And he's like, I support the Republican Party. I said, okay, good. So who do you not support? He goes, the Democratic Party. I said, okay, cool. And so it doesn't matter to me. But who do you not want to see win? Like if you had to pick a candidate, who do you not want to see win? And he goes, I just don't want to see Bernie Sanders in this particular example. I said, okay, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to write a check, and it's going to say Bernie Sanders election campaign, and we're going to have it signed by you ready for me to send. And we're going, not only am I going to send it, I will send it every Friday. I will send him that money. And worse than that, for you, I'm going to have you stand there with me. We're going to open up your Facebook. We're going to go live with you and me watching this check, and you're going to explain how we're about to send this check out because you're supporting him as a candidate, right? And you could just see the anxiety building up. And I don't care, it could be the opposite for you. It doesn't matter to me. It's just the fun part about getting that leverage of what you don't want to see happen. And it's quite a motivator. So we're going to see if it's either making sure the kids have an amazing life and he's stress-free and financially independent is the driver, or not sending Bernie Sanders a check every Friday. It's one of those two, and either one works because he's going to get what he needs to go get. So think about that leverage point for you guys. What is it? What is the drive? And there you go.